Hello everybody, welcome to Game Day Picks. I'm Tony T here from Tony'sPicks.com with you Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Different live free picks here for today's action. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and then set notifications so you're live with us. So get these plays and get the best numbers from the picks here on our show by clicking that bell to set the notifications. I want to let you know about a few things. Our promo code, you can save 20% off all pre and pick packages. When you use that promo code TonyT at checkout, you can access our page by clicking the link in the description, then clicking the All Cappers tab to get signed up. Also love to hear from you guys, so go ahead and post your picks in the comments below. And be sure to visit Tony'sPicks.com, our multi-capper site showcasing our top cappers in our industry. Click the link to the top cappers and get signed up to a long-term pass. You'll see some of our cappers have been hot, like Nick. It's been on fire. Tiffany's been hot. Ramon has been amongst the leaders. Mindy's been doing great here in her baseball. So get on board and get signed up to long-term pass. Of course, you can toggle and check all the individual sports there for yourself. And of course, as you scroll down the page, you'll find that our latest premium picks from our cappers, as well as our best bets. Each capper can release one best bet per sport per day. We've got many of them up there right now. We see the Morning Steam team up there. Tiffany with some. I've got one up there, as does Mindy. So go ahead and get signed up. $15 premium pick. Each capper can designate one of their premium picks as a $15 pick just to showcase their service here. So check it out there. And of course, our 3-pack is a very popular feature here for our many of the big players out there like the 3-pack, so get signed up. Many of them up there right now on the board. And of course, our pick ticker, if you'd like to buy the picks individually, you can. The ones that are green, we don't have any in green right now, but the ones that show up in green are late steams, are picks that the cappers have released between 20 minutes and 2 hours before game time. Those will usually hit at a higher rate because they are posted very late before start time, so check those out on the site. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at who's on the show with us today. With us today, we've got Mindy Hahn and Ramon Scott. So let's get Game Day Picks underway. Welcome in, Mindy. You'll find her over at Tony'sPicks.com. Hope you guys are checking out the morning show at 9 a.m. Eastern Time with Mindy and Ramon. We'll bring Mindy in right now. I think we're ready to roll here with Mindy. Mindy, what's happening?
Yeah, I hope folks are enjoying the morning show as well. So make sure you get in there tomorrow. We're going to start with some NFL football.
Great. Get the NFL board underway here. We've got a game coming up on Thursday, so keep an eye on their show. Tonight, over at 7:40 Eastern Time on ESPN, we've got the Raptors hosting the 76ers. It's the 76ers now moved as the favorite since the opener at -2, total 212.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a look at the total in this game, and it is the lowest total on the board here today. The Raptors here, they're averaging about 105 points a game, 76ers about 108. They're also sitting at 15th and 26th in field goal percentage. Neither team can really particularly rebound all that well, which kind of, leads to, basically, lots of back and forth possessions, eating up a lot of the clock. 76ers, they're not really good on the road here either. Each of these teams also having, trouble reaching 100 points a couple times here even in the season. We're able to do so, thus far. And then if I take a look at just the last 3 games between these two, 76ers are averaging 103, and that would be on defense. So they are only allowing their opponents to 103 while they're scoring 107. And then you have on the other side with Toronto, they're only allowing 103 to their opponents while averaging 105. So I think this one, is pretty right on with where that point spread kind of sits. Maybe right on for the total, but I just think it's a little bit, too high here in this one. I'm going to take the under 211.5. The under is 10-4 in the last 14 in Toronto. It's 4-1 in the last 5. 76ers themselves, they're under 5-1 in the last 6 overall. And then also, it's 6-0 to the unders in the Raptors' last 6 Wednesday games. So yeah, taking a look at the under here, Tony, in this one today.
All right, Mindy here on the 76ers and Raptors under total of 212. Of course, those Toronto team, they are a defensive-minded team under Nick Nurse. They don't have the 3-point shooters like they've had in the past, so they really rely on their defense and scoring around the bucket. One thing here with the Sixers team is this is their second road game of the season. Their first road game was pretty rough. They're getting pounded by Boston, give up some points.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I said they're not playing particularly well here, on the road. Plus with these guys having, those really low shooting percentages, to me, it kind of has that feel for kind of a sloppy game. Or if you're taking a look at, just being defensively, they don't like, I'm going to say sloppy shooting wise, but defensively, they both play pretty good defense. I mean, they rarely turn the ball over. So in that sense, it looks like they're probably going to move the ball around, slow the pace, look for good shots. But again, I think there's going to be quite a few misses, and so that will cause us want to slow the pace down a little bit. That's why I'm heading to the under here, Tony.
Yeah, you got you're looking here at the Raptors holding teams about less than 108 points per 100 possessions, and the 76ers, the slowest pace in the league. The Raptors 27th in pace. So we got the two slowest paces going head to head here in this one. We got the 76ers and Raptors under 212. This one to have a start time here of 7:40 Eastern time. All right, Mindy, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for today's action. Of course, we got a lot of action here from the NBA tonight. A handful here from NHL. Heading to a football weekend beginning tomorrow. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, so hit just a couple of bad breaks yesterday. I was like 33 seconds away from a couple hockey, victories. Just kind of didn't go my way, so I split yesterday. Been kind of hanging in here over the week, but not yet able to push it over for profit. So we're ready to go today. A big card in the NBA. I do have 5 plays up there, a 5-pack, so you can definitely go ahead and get that guaranteed. Planning on, like I said, having a big day in the NBA. Also having, I have a guaranteed pick also in the NBA that you can check out. And then I only have 1 play, or maybe I have 2 plays. I might have added 1. 2 plays in hockey here tonight. We're looking at some money line here. I have a small card, so don't have a whole lot of plays. But yeah, it should be, some pretty good games here, especially after the night we had in hockey last night. It might be a little bit of a letdown. I had a lot of really good games there yesterday. But instead of checking out, a smaller pass or something daily, why not try something a little bit longer term, a 3-day, 7-day, 30-day pass, get the bigger bang for your buck. I like to play quite a few games. I am, a volume player when I, like to sports bet. And so I feel pretty confident that I can usually come out ahead with those multiple games that I play. So hopefully you'll go ahead and jump on board. I'm still positive in the NBA, in the NHL, in Major League Baseball. So we're ready to get back on that again here on Friday. So yeah, things are looking good, Tony.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Mindy over at Tony's. We can see the numbers here. 620 units of profit in MLB here over the last 30 days. World Series here starting here on Friday. Great record here in the NBA and NHL showing positive results here over the last 30 days. So get on board with Mindy over at Tony's Picks. Guaranteed best bet of the day right now from Mindy over there at Tony's Picks tonight. From the ice, also Mindy here with a 7-pack of plays, putting together an NBA and NHL together in a big 7-pack. A lot of individual plays as well. Best bets here from the NBA. Some 5-packs here from the NBA. So a lot of action here from Mindy. Of course, probably your best value here is get with the longer term passes. If you get on board with Mindy's 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass, you get all of Mindy's premium plays for that period of time. You select when you go over to our handicapper page and you make that purchase. As we'll scroll down here, you can see the individual plays here that are for sale. Of course, those are profit guaranteed. The 1-day passes, the 7-packs, 5-packs, those are profit guaranteed. You must turn a profit or the amount you purchase is credited back into your account for site credits. That's what profit guarantee is. As you scroll down here, you'll start to see the longer term passes, the 3, 7, and 30-day all sports pass. You get that weekly all sports pass right here on the left. You get all of Mindy's premium plays for 7 days. It'll include all her Major League Baseball. We'll get to much of the coverage here from the World Series. As we'll get you, let's see, Friday, Saturday, game 1 and 2. When we get into game 5, we'll get you about first 5 games with that 7-day pass from the World Series, as well as all her NFL. We got all her college football, NHL, NBA. Of course, this is the time of the year where all these sports are overlapping. So it's a good time to get that 7-day all sports pass. And of course, that promo code will save you some money here, 20% off that on all of the passes there, but we'll do the math here on the weekly pass. That will save you $36 when you use the promo code Tony T at checkout on that 7-day pass. You can access Mindy's page by clicking the link in the description, clicking the All Cappers tab, and then you're going to land right here on this page, Mindy's profile, handicapper profile page, where you can go ahead and scroll and shop and get on board. Bottom left is that 7-day pass, so get signed up. All right, Mindy, it's always great having you on the show. And we know you put together, we put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony Speaks Mindy, and of course, lots going on over at on the channel here as you and Ramon with the morning steam, Saturdays through Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern time.
That's right. So you can check me out at Twitter at Tony Speaks Mindy, where I have 2 NBA games here. More free picks. 2 NBA picks today on my Twitter account, so you can go ahead and check that out at Tony's Picks Mindy, where you can go ahead and click a follow, go ahead and hit the notifications button, and then, maybe retweet. So we're trying to build up that social media presence. So go ahead and, click over to Twitter and get that done. And then also, make sure that you catch Mindy and Ramon every morning, Saturday through Thursday, where you get all of the opening lines and you get all of our free picks for the day. We go through each and every game on the card to get you into the best situation that you can, to do your due diligence, to get your picks in. We came up with a lot of winners yesterday. Had some folks that were happy in the chat because they got in on some Bruins, they got in some free picks. A couple that didn't like where it went. They got more of the losing side of the morning steam. So we always try to make sure we get quality picks out to you guys. Give you enough information so you can go ahead and make your picks throughout the day to have, a winning strategy here for sports betting. And it looks like Khan here in the chat wants a shout out. So Khan, make sure you watch our morning show, and thanks for watching today, Game Day Picks.
That's right, Khan gave you the shout out there. Of course, Game Day Picks. Of course, you can check out Mindy and Ramon here on Saturday through Thursday with the morning steam at 9 a.m. Eastern time. You can also watch the archive version of the show. It's up there right now in full show length. And also individual plays are clipped out and put up there for you. Very helpful for the night games, right? Because everybody focuses on those early starts. A lot of night games. Go back in there and check them out. And if it's more convenient for you, since everybody carries their phone, they never leave their phone. The phone is never left. It's like your wallet now. It's always with you. It's never out of your sight. You can also tune in to the show here on our podcast. Every pick is in podcast form over at Tony's Picks Podcast, all major platforms. We're getting a lot of listens. I've been looking at the stats here. People like that feature there. We got your phone. I know at this hour, many of you are at lunch at work watching the show. Well, guess what? Now when you drive home, you can listen to the morning steam 1 hour plus show with an entire full card breakdown with picks from NBA, from NHL, and of course they delve into college football as well, because they got to get all those 47 games in, and then they spread it out over the week like I do. So you can see it in full length here, the morning steam on your drive home tonight. Complete game breakdowns and picks from the major sports today on your way home. Look for the morning steam, the full show on the Tony Speaks podcast, available on all major platforms. All right, Mindy, as always, great having you show. Keep up that great work, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
Yeah, we had a lot of consensus picks today, so make sure you check that out. You don't want to miss them. We'll see you tomorrow, Tony.
See you tomorrow. Mindy Han here on Game Day Picks. Guys, join us here on Game Day Picks Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time for picks here for today's games. And, of course, do that by liking, subscribing, and set those notifications when we're live. We want you live with us so you get the picks and get the best numbers with them. All right, let's continue on here on the show. Now it's time to welcome Ramon Scott. You'll find him over at TonySpeaks.com, top of leaderboards where he's been on fire. We're bringing Ramon right now. Ramon, what's happening?
Yeah, Tony, just watching the soccer action and getting ready for a night just basketball and hoop. Baseball missed a golden opportunity, but, we got to have the World Series got to be, set in stone. Can't just bump up the series because one ends early. World Series, you got to have a set schedule. So a little bit unfortunate. A lot of people do things on Friday nights, and that's when the World Series will start, but that's okay. People will be watching.
Yeah, they'll be watching. I think they have to cram the games in, but again, it's a situation where it's usually the foreign media. You get people from across the country. I know that firsthand at Dodger Stadium when the blue section, a lot of it is taken up by the foreign media, and that's really what it is. They got to get the hotel rooms, and you get the people from across the country, across the world actually covering this event. So that's the reason for that. But anyway, go back to the ice tonight here at 7:35 Eastern time. I think we might have some rest advantage in this one. Islanders are hosting the Rangers here. Islanders laying 130, the total 6.
Well, the Rangers have a back-to-back. That's why, Tony, and the Islanders, maybe those odds indicate, because I'm not sure you'd get the Rangers very frequently at this kind of price at this point of the season or all season. The Rangers looked pretty good last night against Colorado, but they were at home, and the game ended up going to a shootout before Colorado got the win. So for a Rangers team that had been struggling a little bit, this is the third game in 4 nights, as you might have been alluding to, Tony, and Rangers have scored just 5 goals in their last 3 games. So maybe it will be Yaroslav Halak in there for Igor Shesterkin. Now, we don't have any confirmation of that yet, but I just feel like the line kind of indicates that Igor will not be in net tonight, and that Halak, the former Islander, Sorokin's buddy, if you will, those guys are friends, he'll be in goal possibly tonight. So Sorokin so far hasn't really been able to get on track, and neither have the Islanders necessarily. Both teams have lost 3 straight games. Sorokin is 1-3 out of the Islanders' 6 games so far, and the Islanders are just 2-4. But Islanders playing pretty decent defense. They're allowing just 3 goals a game. It's the offense that hasn't really been able to get on track for New York. They have been shuffling the lines a little bit here over the last game or two, and they'll again probably do so tonight. Sorokin 2.84 on the goals against with a 0.908 save percentage, much better than Halak's 0-2 record so far with a 4.03 goals against and 0.852 save percentage. So that would give Halak 2 of the last 3 starts. Maybe that's why they're waiting. Maybe we'll see what happens. Maybe the skate hasn't occurred yet. And Igor Shesterkin can be in there for the second night in a row, despite the overtime game last night. Because right now, when you've lost 3 straight, both teams are kind of struggling for a victory, if you will. So, of course, before the game against Colorado, they lost to San Jose. They also lost to Columbus as part of that losing streak. But the Islanders have been done well in this series. They've won 6 of the last 8 meetings, and 10 of the last 12 meetings have gone under. That may indeed end up happening here again if the Islanders can't get their scoring going, and the Rangers may be forced to play a more defensive-oriented game without the standard of Igor Shesterkin in goal. That to protect Halak a little bit more. If Halak, has seen better days, or for whatever reason his numbers are not up to par so far right now. Now, the road team did win all 4 games last year in this very frequent series. So, also mentioned the one time so far, Rangers were on a back-to-back this year, Tony. They beat the Minnesota Wild 7-3 in a very confident performance. You might remember that one. And then they came back the next night and lost to the Winnipeg Jets 4-1. So I'm going to take the Islanders tonight with Sorokin. If Igor's in there, I'll have to eat that. But right now, to me, at $1.30 or $1.35, I think it's going to be Sorokin and Halak, and I think the line is indicating that here. So I'm going to take the Islanders tonight as a favorite in this one.
All right, we've got Ramon here coming in here on the Islanders here, minus 135 here against the Rangers, and it's a pretty significant rest advantage here with the Rangers on a back-to-back, and noting here, Ramon, that it is 2 days of rest here for the Islanders, and in this spot where they've had 2 days of rest, they've won 4 straight.
Yeah, and again, that series history has been with the Islanders, which might come as a surprise to some. Now, in the 3 losses that the Islanders have occurred, I mentioned the 3 consecutive losses coming in the game. They've been outscored 12-6. So that is of some concern for me. But I think that's why both teams might be in defensive mode tonight, and maybe that will help the Islanders in this situation. Halak has not been very sharp when playing his old team. He's 0-2-2 in the last four matchups against them. So I'm going to look for the Islanders to take this one as a favorite. Kind of interesting that the road team has won the last four matchups. And again, I mean, it's one of the most frequent series you can have, really, the Islanders and the Rangers. Whether it's a rivalry anymore or not, I'm not sure. But maybe Islanders, were having a pretty good streak for a couple of years before missing the playoffs last season. Of course, Rangers are expected to do a little more right now than what they're doing. So we'll see if they can turn it around. But I'm going to take the Islanders tonight. Like I said, their new coach shuffling the lineups a little bit, trying to find the right formula for success offensively. That's what they're going to need right now. A little bit more scoring from the Islanders to help me get this one.
All right, Islanders minus 135 here against the Rangers. This one to have a start time here of 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Ramon, let's take a look over at Tony'sPicks.com for today's action, where you've been on absolute fire here. 1,824 units of profit over the last 30 days. That is all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. So when you go to Ramon's handicapper page, you can verify all that information. It is there for you to check out. All right, Ramon, we've got a big game a big card here from the NBA. 10 games up there, three on the ice. What do you have going on over at Tony's Picks?
Strictly on the hardwood right now, Tony, with 5 plays. I've got a 5-pack up at Tony'sPicks.com for $30. Coming off an 0-2 night, I said, hey, I'm going to have to, give a little bit of a deal to my subscribers, to my players, if you will. Just played 2 games last night, one NHL, one NBA, took a loss in both. So let's come back with a 5-pack tonight in the NBA, where I put up really good numbers so far this season. You see them right there. Pretty solid start to the season to continue my good run over here at Tony'sPicks.com. Nearly 3,000 units since the inception of the site. 43 games over 500, and these are, pretty much just straight totals and sides. So that's a pretty good track record, if I may say so myself. And I'm going to hang my hat on that record tonight after last night's 0-2 and say we get it done with this 5-pack tonight over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout, save even more. Make it a real good deal tonight. If you haven't joined me for any of my picks, maybe tonight's the night we put you on the winning track, and you can jump on board with me again the following night. Let's start a winning streak heading into the weekend.
That's right, guys. You got a board here from Scott over at Tony's Picks. We put the numbers up there. They've been very impressive for Ramon over the last 30 days. 1,824 units of profit, all documented over at Tony'sPicks.com. And of course, today, right now, Ramon has his 5-pack up there for you right now from the NBA. So get on board with that. That is profit guarantee on the one-day passes. Means they must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase is credit back in your account for side credits. That's profit guarantee. But again, the long-term passes are not, because they're sold already at discount prices. You may consider the 1-month all sports pass here for Ramon. The way he's running right now on all sports, again, we've showed you the records here. Look at this. This is what he's winning it. That's pretty impressive there, right? For 2022, you can take a look at that. So why don't you get on board with the longer-term pass here? 1-month pass here from Ramon. Get you all of Ramon's premium plays here for 30 days. And of course, Ramon will be in action here, of course, in the NFL. Also with college football here for a 1-month action there, as well as his baseball, the entire World Series, NHL, and of course college basketball, which begins a week from Monday. That's right, we have a monster card there. It's over 100 games. I was already looking at some of the schedules there, looking at it. But get on board there with Ramon. Of course, I will say this, it is a World Cup year. We're probably about 3 weeks away, less than that now, from the start of the World Cup. I'm pretty sure he's going to be in action in the World Cup. It's the biggest tournament in the world. I wouldn't be surprised. He's going to be in action there. That's also be part of that 1-month all sports pass. Get you about a week of coverage there in the World Cup. So get on board there. That with Ramon Scott here with that 1-month all sports pass. Get all of his premium plays for that period of time. You select when you go to his handicapper page and make that purchase. We're going to save you some money right now. We use that promo code TonyT at checkout. You can take 20% off there. You can access Ramon's page by clicking the link in the description, then clicking the All Cappers tab and get signed up. And when you do click that link, this is where you'll land right here on this page. And just you got to scroll down a little bit here when you feel his profile page, find out a little bit about Ramon. See the numbers he's putting up have been fantastic here across all sports. And you come down and see what's individually for sale. The orange is the one-day passes, and then the yellow here is the long-term passes. There's several long-term passes up there. We just brought attention to the 1 month pass. I mean, that promo code will save you $66, but you can get, he's got a 1 year pass, also sports passes up there, so get on board there. Pick ticker, if you want to just go a la carte, you can do that as well and buy these plays individually. Again, of course, as you do add it up, your best value obviously will be on the long-term pass, but of course, some people just want to buy the individual a la carte purchases. You can do that. And again, if any pick shows up in green here, that's a late steam, and each capper can do that. Each to own. We got cappers that are on it. Some that are just new. It's new. It's a new feature, so we'll see how it works here for some of them. The cappers have the ability to enter a pick within 10 minutes and 2 hours of game time. And for Ramon's long-term and package customers, and for all of long-term package customers, for your individual capper who enters a play into the system that starts between 10 minutes and 2 hours, you'll receive an email notification with the pick in the email. So you'll get that pick there in the email. With that, you will have a 5-minute. You'll be 5 minutes ahead of everyone else with it because it doesn't hit our pick ticker until 5 minutes. You'll have a 5-minute exclusive window for that play before it gets put on the site for individual sale there also with the long-term pass customers. But again, if you're looking for an individual play on the late steam, it'll be in green here. Of course, closer to game time, you may look it up. But again, some cappers will be selective. So just something to note of if you check your inboxes there for the long-term customers. Again, get on board with Ramon. He's doing fantastic work, and use that promo code to save 20% off. All right, Ramon, we've also put together a Twitter account for you over at Tony's Picks Ramon with more picks, and of course, that great show you and Mindy with the morning steam Saturday through Thursday.
Yeah, and my pick tonight is in the NHL over at Tony's Picks Ramon. So head on over to Twitter and log on to your account and make sure you follow Tony's Picks Ramon, where I put a pick up there usually 5 or 6 days a week if I can. And tonight got a pick over there in the NHL on a total. So I've laid low on the ice tonight after last night's loss. So got my play over there at Tony's Picks Ramon in one of the games on a total, and Mindy and I will be back at it tomorrow with more morning steam and team steam. Look to had our rough night after a winning streak going, so you look at the numbers of team steam, our consensus plays over there, doing pretty solid work there too. Talking about the success that I have here on my account, if you will, call it what you will, but selling my picks here at Tony'sPicks.com. Well, Mindy and I have our show where we present our picks, and when we have a consensus pick, we announce it to the world absolutely free on our show every morning, Saturday through Thursday, anyway, 6 days a week, and we also repackage those for those that don't have time to watch the show or don't want to do the legwork of finding the particular podcast of that particular game or that particular video on YouTube. We just package them up real convenient over there for you and resell them over there at Tony'sPicks.com. So if you missed the show, you can still support us a little bit. Make sure we stay on the air with Tony, and you get the picks as well from the show. So that's just the way we kind of formulated things. It's worked out pretty good, and we're having a lot of fun with it. So make sure you check out the morning steam. You don't have to buy those picks if you don't want to, but you gotta watch us over at the Tony'sPicks.com YouTube channel and all the major platforms.
That's right, guys. Check out the morning steam Saturday through Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern time on YouTube. Get those consensus plays for free when you watch the show. You got to pay if you don't watch. You got to go over there to the website. Some do, and that's okay. And of course, you can also get those consensus plays via podcast. And we already had people chime in. They're at work watching the show. That's right. I want to make note about our podcast, Tony's Picks, on all the major platforms. With this Bluetooth technology, you can get your phone, Bluetooth it in your car for your drive home. Tune into the morning steam today. The full show is up there in podcast form, so you can watch 1 hour plus breakdown of the entire card for today, NBA, as well as NHL, and of course they've delved into some of the college football cards. There's 47 games this week, FBS versus FBS, and you can't do them in one day, so they spread it out over the week. So tune into the podcast on your way home from work today, Tony's Picks Podcast, Morning Steam. Get the full breakdown for today's card. Saturdays through Thursday. Today's show is up there right now, so check it out on the podcast. All right, Ramon, it's always great having your show. Continue that great work, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow.
See you then, Tony. Thank you.
You got it. Ramon Scott here on Game Day Picks. Guys, join us here on Game Day Picks Monday through Friday here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We'd like you to like and subscribe, and, of course, set those notifications. Be live with us so you can, of course, get the picks and get this time of the hour. I know they start about 3 or 4 hours away. You want to make sure you get the best numbers. We mentioned about the podcast. If you would, when you listen to us on, make sure you give us those nice 5-star reviews. Really helps us out. Moves up the rankings when you tune in. All right, let's continue on here. It's now time for my pick. Let me get my game odds information up here. We're looking at the Nuggets and the Lakers here. This one at 10 Eastern Time. Nuggets here laying the 5. Yes, that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going here with this Nuggets team. And let me just go ahead and refresh my screen. I don't want any surprises here on the injury report as we're shooting the show live, and I want to get a live injury report. Yeah, nothing really much has changed since the overnight. It looks like Jeff Green has been moved to probable, so that's good news there. We know Porter and Gillespie were out here. Westbrook probably won't play tonight. Bryant, Schroeder, and Swider are also out, which are bench contributors here for a Lakers bench that has just been pretty miserable. And even with Westbrook out of the lineup, this team isn't making shots. I mean, this really comes down to shot making, and this is the team that could really hurt you here. The Nuggets at home play with a fast pace. I know they have some. Again, this has showed up throughout the years with the Nuggets, especially on the road. They just don't seem to play that defense. They're just not into the defense. They kind of got that mode where we're just going to outscore you. Kind of remind me of a mid-major, high-octane offense college football team that really puts everything into the offense and really not, the defense is kind of second nature. Probably wait till the playoffs to worry about defense. But, Denver had that bad loss here at Portland. They're back home. They'll play better. Jokic had an off game. Not on the boards, though. 9 rebounds, 9 assists. He had 9 points. You can't knock him too much. The Nuggets defense is the issue. But again, the Lakers are last in offensive efficiency, just 97 points per 100 possessions. They can't make shots, even wide open shots. That's the problem. A lot of those shots are wide open. They're making just 41%, 21% from 3. And a lot of those looks have been wide open. We've seen that. And a lot of the defenses go ahead and take the shot. We know you guys can't shoot, so we're gonna pack it in and make sure you can't get any good looks around the hole. So again, that's the situation there with the Lakers, and we've seen the line go down from 5 to 6, and it's at 5. And if this goes down any further, this might be a late steam. If it goes down any further, I'm telling you that right now, because I don't see the Lakers shooting the ball here well in this one against the Nuggets, a team that will just try to outscore you. But if you can't score, even when you have wide open looks, how are you gonna cover this line against the Nuggets? How are you gonna do it? It's just being out here in LA, it's just a bad situation. It's going to have to be a total rebuild. When you rebuild, you got to rebuild from the top, which means they need to get rid of some of the core up there. That's the only way this team is going to turn it around, because it's quite obvious to me that a lot of free agents don't want to play with this team, with the big three there. When you have that situation, you're doomed. So and Lakers have never been a team to develop players. They're not like the Warriors. They're not like the Spurs that take young players and turn them into NBA players. No, they're not an NBA factory. They need someone else to develop their players and put them on the court. It's been like that for, listen, I've lived in LA all my life. That's the situation. They don't develop players. They bring in players from other free agency, because it's a whole thing here in LA. Hey, it's LA. Free agents want to play for us. So they got their scouting department, and I have no players that work in the organization and a lot of media here. This has been the gripe going back to even the Magic years. The Lakers have the worst scouts in the entire NBA. That's what ex-coaches have told me. That's what ex-coaches have told my media friends in the media that work around them. The worst scouts in the NBA work for the Lakers. They have for several decades. Why? Because they don't really listen to them. They're going after the free agents. That's really what the Lakers do. It's a bad situation there. Again, they got to tear it all up. Nuggets here laying the 5. If it goes any lower, it might be a late steam. I'm just telling you that right now. All right, guys. Tonight, I got a lot of plays up there in the NBA tonight. I've got right now a 3-pack from the NBA. I also have my $15 premium pick. I like this NBA card tonight, so get on board there over at Tony's Picks. My long-term pass, 3, 7, and 30-day sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go over to my handicapper page and you make that purchase, let me reload this page. I thought I had this thing corrected here. All right, here we go. Check me out there at Tony'sPicks.com. I've got some plays up there tonight. My my 3-pack here from the NBA, as well as my best bet up there. You can see the best bet on the top right. As we scroll down, I have my long-term passes, 3, 7, 30 sports pass, even a year pass. Get on board there and get signed up. All right, let's continue on here with the game day picks. Oh, and don't forget that promo code. You can save 20% off all pre and pick packages. When you use that promo code TonyT at checkout, you can access my page by clicking the link in the description. Click the Al Cabras tab and get signed up. All right, now it's time here for the recap. Let's recap the plays from today's show. All right, we had Mindy to start us off. 76ers and Raptors under 212. Ramon likes the Islanders minus 135 against the Rangers, and I'm on the Nuggets laying the 5 against the Lakers. All right, that's going to do it for this edition here of Game Day Picks. Be sure to tune in tomorrow live here at 3 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our cappers here from Tony's Picks. They'll give out the live plays here for you for the Thursday action. Like, subscribe, and set notifications. A reminder again of our podcast. Remember, every pick in podcast form at Tony's Picks, not just the morning team, but every play, every pick that's on YouTube is on podcast. So check it out over at Tony's Picks Podcast. All the major platforms. When you're there, make sure you give us a nice 5-star rating review. So we're working. We've actually been. We'll see. Amazon Prime is going to put together a big podcast platform. We've been offered an invitation, so we'll see how that rolls from our podcast hosts. They were notified about our podcast. So I'd like to thank everybody for spiking the numbers, and I mean really spiking the numbers since we started promoting this. So appreciate that quite a bit. All right, that'll do it for the show. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from today's show. We're going to go goodbye to you guys. You guys have a great